Hey, everybody, and welcome back. We are about to get started on another 10 of the all time games. This is number 60 through 51. Let's hit it. Pow! All right. Today, my number 60 is going to be Acquire. An older game, although I do have, I believe it's the second edition of the game, not the third one that just came out recently. At least those are the three I know of. So it's Acquire. And this is a really fun business building game where you're buying stock and you're putting down parts of that stock's business, their company. You're building their building that they work in. And as it grows, your stock grows, and you can make more money. And then eventually, some of those buildings might connect, and then the bigger company takes over the smaller company. So it's very thematic that way. And I think it's really fun as a game that you don't know which building's going to do what and how other people are going to play because you're all playing together. So somebody else could build up a company next to yours that you weren't prepared, that you were putting your money into anyways, that you were hoping to take over, and then they sneak in and somehow take over yours instead, and then you're not out money, but you definitely didn't get as much money as you were planning on. And that really kind of kills you there in the end. But it's so much fun because you could also be the person that does that to some company, or maybe it's a company that nobody even was looking at, and you're just making your building business bigger. By the end of the game, if who got the most money, they're the winner. And that's my number 60, Acquire. Ka-chow! We're going right into number 59. My number 59 is a trick taking game known as The Crew. You can go with the first one, the quest for Planet 9, or you can go with the mission, um, underwater mission. Or trying to remember the name of it. Anyways, it's The Crew. Both of them are fun games. The second one has some more advanced options for you to choose from, so that if you're getting really good at the old version and you're still playing with the same group of people or whatnot, you can play a newer version, which kind of changes up the game. Just what you're doing for the missions. And it's just a trick taking game, and you want to work together to get the right tricks taken by the right person at the right time, or the right card to the right person. And there's a bunch of different missions that can do so many different things. And I really recommend this one if you'd like trick taking games and working together, because it's not like a euchre or whatever where it's 2 to 2. All four of you are working together as one, and it's really fun. My number 59, The Crew. And number 58, we're gonna go racing. Today we're going to look into a racing game that takes you backwards and forwards and sometimes backwards again, because those camels just don't know what they're doing. It's camel up. You're racing around a track just trying to get through one lap, but sometimes there's these backwards camels who had a little too much soda or something to drink before they got out there, and they don't know which way they're supposed to be going. So there's two camels that might pick up who you thought was going to be in first, take them all the way to last. And next thing you know, the camel you put all your money into is no longer in first. He's in third or fourth or last, maybe. But then he might run his way back up to the front before somebody crosses that finish line. And it's a really exciting game because you never know what's going to happen, because you're pulling dice out of this random pyramid, and anything could pop out of there. And it could roll at any speed too. So you just never know. And you're just hoping that your luck is on your side, so that your camel is going to the end first and you're the winner. And Camel Up, my number 58. Oh, hello. My number 59 is an art game where you and your friends are trying to get some art into a gallery. Only somebody has put in a forgery, and that forgery was brought in by a rat, a Bell Ratty. Actually, it's Bell Roddy, but that's my number 57, Bell Roddy. I enjoy this party game where you get like 8 people around the table and you're just trying to work together to figure out which one of these is not like the other. Which one of these just doesn't belong. I'm going to try and get all of our artwork into the art museum, and I'm not going to let that fake get in there. And if I need to phone a friend or do one of the many little or the few hints to get some help, I'll do it just to make sure that rat doesn't win. Then he usually somehow sneaks something in because it's very difficult to figure out sometimes when it could be a wrench or it could be a screwdriver. It's like, well, they're both metal objects. I don't know. He obviously put in a good forgery today. But you just never know what's going to happen. And you just never know what the artwork is going to be. It's not going to be wrenches and screwdrivers. But that was just an example. So I really think that you should give this one a try, as it is my number 57. And that's Bell Roddy. All right. Let's just move right along. Number 56 is a pirate game. I was taught this game at a retreat a year and a half ago. So that was 2022, by a friend who really was really into the game, and I as far as I know, I think he still is. It's Ahoy. You're just sailing your ships around, picking up treasures and other objects, and you're taking them to the port that they need to go to, and you're dropping them off and getting points. And people can mess with you a little bit on your travels, or beat you to the port where you need to pick up the goods, and you just have no idea what's going to go on. And when he showed me the game, I was like, "Oh, this looks like it's a nice game. It looks very nice." And I wasn't sure it was going to be as in depth as it was, but it was pretty in depth. I say pretty in depth, but it's a medium weight game at best. And I really enjoyed playing the game. And but that's my number 56. Ahoy! Not Chips Ahoy. Ahoy! Next we have number 55. I can't draw anything better than a stick figure. And that's okay for this game, because my stick figure at least looks like somebody else's stick figures, especially when there's 8 of you and it's a party game and it's illustrations and you never know where this is going to go. It can start off with something very simple. And I do like the fact that you can make up your own sentence for people to try and draw, like the elephant jumped over the moon. Or you can pick a card from in the game and it will tell you a sentence to start with, and then you draw what you're told. And then by the end of the game, that elephant who jumped over the moon ends up being a raccoon in the lagoon. I mean, you never know where somebody's going to go. And it can go very dark, it can go very light, very fast. It can completely leave everything that you thought it was going to be and go somewhere else. And it usually does. And it's just a good laugh. It's a party game. For me, it's more of a activity, but it's a game, and we all enjoy it. We all have a good laugh, and we love playing it. Breaking that out at most times when we get into a big group. So that's illustrations. My number 55. And my number 54. Comic Hunters. I learned this at Dice Tower West, and the thing about this game was I don't even like comic books. So I was like, how much could I really enjoy this game? But the aspect of getting out there and getting the best comic books and getting the best collection of comic books is really enticing for me, because I've always been interested in being a collector of things. So I like to get multiple stuff and see how it goes and hopefully get something cool out of it. And Comic Hunters does that. And you're playing with your friends and you're going out and trying to get comics from comic book stores and making the best collection. And they're all And the cool thing about Comic Hunters is that it's all Marvel. They got the license in Brazil, I think this game is made, and it's hard to get. But I believe I heard something about somebody bringing it to America in the near future. So hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on that. So be on the lookout for that in 2024, 2025 maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but Comic Hunters, and that's my number 54. And we'll move on. All right. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, sorry. We're back. All right. Number 53, Seven Wonders Architects. This game is, for me, I enjoy it more than Seven Wonders. Not to say Seven Wonders is a bad game. It's not as good of a game, in my opinion. I really like the Seven Wonders Architects. I like building the building, trying to get it built as fast as you can. You got one card on each side of you that somebody else can take from each side of you, or you got the random draw a card at any time when it's your turn. So I usually see a good card out there, and I'm like, well, good for you. I put that out for you, so you can take that because it's not making it back to me. But then I pull a card, and it's even better. So it works out. And I build my buildings, and when you get the first one to get to the top triggers the end game, and whoever gets the most points wins, which isn't always the person to get to the top, which is really cool because there's other abilities that the cards will have that will give you extra points, which makes the game very balanced and very well done. And I like the graphics of the building, and I like how the game works. So my number 53, Seven Wonders Architect, is a top-notch game.
My number 52 is a good game. In fact, I got one friend who used to tell me that this is my favorite game because it was one of the first games that I put on the BGA, and I liked it a lot, so I gave it a 10. And he was always like, "Oh, that's got to be your favorite game then." At the time, it was, because I could always make somebody an offer they couldn't refuse.
In Good Critters. Good Critters is a fun little game where you can bring out a little bit of the theme by, if you're the boss, you can make a voice if you want. If you don't want, just play the game. And you just came back from a heist. You got all this money, but how are you going to divvy up the merchandise between everybody? Well, if you're the boss and you give yourself the most every time, people are going to excommunicado you. You're going to get pulled from being the boss. So in order to keep being the boss, you make some friends. You say, hey, you guys have a little bit more money. We'll try to run the show. But eventually they're going to say, hey, you might have gave us a little more money than the others. But you know what? I don't like the way you're handling things, and you're giving yourself way too much money too many times. If I don't take you out, you're going to just be the man who wins the game. So we're all going to go up against you and take you out. And I'm like, oh,
but I gave you the offer you couldn't refuse, Just take my good offer, please. I made you this offer in light of the situation.
And then they take you out anyways. And next thing you know, I'm the one getting $2,000 instead of $5,000. And I'm hoping for the best. And I'm trying to make these guys just at least be my friends again so that they'll give me some more money, even if they are the boss. And by the end of the game, you count up all the money you have made throughout all the different heists you did, and winner of the game, most money. My number 52, Good Critters. It's also a game that I used to have on BGA as, I think I had it at a 10. It was the first one I put on BGA a long time ago, and I was given a little grief for that. Nah, but it was all in good jest. And it is a great game. I would play this anytime, just for the theme of it alone. So we go from one game, 52, Good Critters, to another game with guns and shooting, but not really shooting. You're going to be herding cattle mostly. If you want to be a cowboy on the Great Western Trail, You're taking. The funny thing is, I played this game so many times, and I tend to be a cowboy every time. So I usually take all the cows and I travel them up to Kansas City, and I come back and I get some more cows. But there's so many other aspects of this game, which is why I don't, maybe I won it once, but I usually don't win this one when I play it. You can take the cows, you can do some rails, you can build buildings that people will have to pay you if they go through or use them, I should say. And some of the buildings are pretty nice, so you want to build those ones and make other people enticed to go to your buildings. And you go through to Kansas City. I think it's somewhere between like 5 and 10 times. It varies by game because you're going for a certain point system, and you get all of these the guys over on the side that you can pick. You can make your cowboy stronger, rails stronger, and all that. And the great thing about this game is that it's got a lot of different options for you to choose. You can either be a builder of buildings, be a cowboy taking the herd to Kansas City, and at the end of the day, it's got a great theme that works well with how the board is laid out. I wish I had a board out in front of me. I'd show you what it looks like. And that's number 51, right? Yeah, 51. We're already there. We made it to 51 Great Western Trail already. I feel like this went so smoothly today. Getting back on track. I think I was out for like three weeks because we were sick upon sick upon sick in this house. In fact, I think right now somebody's sick in the house, but it's not me, so good. And I'm gonna try and get 2 or 3 of these out in the next week. Try and catch back up, get them going again. I got a few more Blood on the Clocktower games that I want to post in the next couple weeks. I want to get out the second of our trilogy with Ben Burns and Jason Levine, the Sex and Violence Blood on the Clocktower game. That one should be coming out still here in April, like I promised. Oh wait, April's almost over. Like I was hoping to promise. It's gonna be close. We'll see. I will try my very best. I think I got most of it edited, and then I'll be trying to get out Blue Bad Moon Rising next month. I'm trying. I probably won't do as much editing on that one, but we'll see. Anyways, that's my number 60 through 51. That's my plan for the next month or so here at Stream On Gaming. We have a lot in store for you, a lot of changes coming up. The last 10 through 1, that one will air in June, I'm hoping, early June. And I'm going to be changing up some stuff for that episode and beyond. So hopefully when that all happens, you'll enjoy it even more, and you'll keep coming back and telling your friends. Because why not bring more friends to chat with games and bring into the community? I'm happy to talk to everybody. So we'll see you soon here on Stream On Gaming.